Have you ever heard the expression rich as Croesus? It's not just a saying. Croesus, the last king of Lydia, was legendary for his wealth. We're talking gold, silver, jewels, a king's ransom many times over. But as we often find in history, great wealth doesn't always guarantee a happy ending. This is the story of Croesus, a ruler who learned that fortune, like kingdoms, can rise and fall. Welcome back, history lovers, to another episode of History Uncovered. Today we're stepping back into the ancient world, a world of powerful empires, legendary battles, and figures shrouded in myth and reality. Our destination? Lydia, a kingdom in what is now modern-day Turkey. Our subject, Croesus, the last king of Lydia, a man whose name has become synonymous with opulence and whose fate serves as a reminder of the fickle nature of power. Croesus wasn't born into a position of power. He inherited the throne of Lydia from his father, Alyattes, around 560 BC. Lydia, under his father's rule, was already a prosperous kingdom. They controlled key trade routes and had access to valuable resources, particularly gold. Croesus, however, wasn't content with simply maintaining his father's success. He was ambitious, a shrewd strategist, and he had a knack for expanding his kingdom's coffers. Under Croesus's rule, Lydia's wealth became legendary. He conquered neighboring Greek cities, adding their riches to his own. He also reformed Lydia's currency, introducing gold and silver coins that facilitated trade and further enriched his kingdom. Croesus became known as the Golden King, his name whispered with a mixture of awe and envy throughout the ancient world. Croesus understood the importance of diplomacy. He knew that maintaining his power required more than just a strong army and a full treasury. He needed allies, powerful friends who could provide support in times of conflict. Croesus forged alliances with some of the most powerful rulers of his time. He cultivated relationships with the Babylonians, the Egyptians, and even the Spartans, offering gifts and tribute to secure their friendship. These alliances weren't just for show. Croesus played an active role in regional politics. He provided military assistance to his allies when needed, demonstrating his loyalty and solidifying his position as a major player on the ancient world stage. However, the political landscape of the ancient world was constantly shifting. New powers were emerging, and old alliances could quickly crumble. Like many rulers of his time, Croesus was a superstitious man. He believed that the gods held the keys to the future and that their favor could be won through devotion and offerings. He sought guidance from the gods, consulting oracles and seers to interpret omens and predict the future. These sacred rituals were deeply embedded in the culture of the time, and rulers often relied on them to make critical decisions. One oracle in particular held a place of great importance in the ancient world, the Oracle of Delphi. Nestled in the mountains of Greece, Delphi was considered the center of the world by the ancient Greeks. Located in Greece, the oracle was renowned for its cryptic prophecies, pronouncements that were often open to interpretation. These prophecies were delivered by the Pythia, a priestess who would enter a trance-like state to communicate the will of the gods. Croesus, eager to secure his legacy and ensure the continued prosperity of his kingdom, sent emissaries to Delphi with lavish gifts for the oracle. These gifts were meant to curry favor and ensure a favorable prophecy. He sought her wisdom on a matter that weighed heavily on his mind: war with the Persians. The decision to go to war was not taken lightly, and Croesus needed divine guidance to make his choice. The Persian Empire, under the rule of Cyrus the Great, was rapidly expanding. This expansion posed a significant threat to Croesus's kingdom, and he needed to know if the gods would support his cause. Croesus, sensing a potential threat, wanted to know if he should risk a war against this rising power. The stakes were high, and the outcome of such a conflict could determine the future of his kingdom. The oracle's response would be crucial in guiding his decision. The oracle's response, as was often the case with pronouncements from Delphi, was cryptic and ambiguous. The Oracle of Delphi was known for her enigmatic prophecies, often leaving those who sought her wisdom with more questions than answers. She told Croesus's emissaries that if he crossed the Halys River, a great empire would be destroyed. This statement, shrouded in mystery, left much to interpretation. Croesus, emboldened by this prophecy, interpreted it as a sign of victory. He believed that the oracle's words were a clear indication that his campaign against Persia would be successful. He believed the oracle meant the Persian Empire would fall if he attacked. Confident in his interpretation, Croesus began to strategize with his advisors, meticulously planning his military campaign. Confident in his interpretation of the oracle's words, and bolstered by the support of his allies, Croesus gathered his army and marched east, crossing the Halys River into Persian territory. The crossing of the Halys River was a significant moment, symbolizing the point of no return for Croesus and his forces. He was about to discover, however, that the oracle's words, like the shifting sands of time, can be deceiving. The true meaning of the prophecy would soon reveal itself in a manner Croesus had not anticipated. He had, in fact, initiated the destruction of an empire, but it would not be the empire he expected. The prophecy's fulfillment came with a twist, as it was Croesus's own empire that faced ruin, a stark reminder of the perils of misinterpretation and overconfidence. The war between Lydia and Persia was a clash of titans, a monumental struggle that would determine the fate of two great civilizations. Croesus, the king of Lydia, was renowned for his legendary wealth and powerful alliances. His army was formidable, composed of seasoned warriors and bolstered by the riches of his kingdom. On the other side stood Cyrus the Great, the brilliant military strategist and leader of the Persian Empire. His army was disciplined, fierce and well-organized, known for their relentless pursuit of victory. The Battle of Pteria, the first major engagement of the war, was a fierce and bloody conflict. Despite the intensity of the battle, it ended in a stalemate, with neither side able to claim a decisive victory. Realizing that the war was not progressing as he had hoped, Croesus decided to retreat back to his capital city of Sardis. He believed that within the safety of his city walls, he could regroup and plan his next move. Croesus sent urgent messages to his allies, requesting reinforcements to bolster his forces. He hoped that with additional troops, he could turn the tide of the war in his favor. However, Cyrus was not one to give his enemy time to recover. He swiftly pursued Croesus, determined to capitalize on the Lydian king's moment of weakness. The Persian army laid siege to Sardis, catching Croesus and his forces off guard. The siege was intense but short-lived, lasting only 2 weeks. Through a combination of cunning strategy and sheer determination, the Persians managed to breach the city walls and capture the Lydian capital. The fall of Sardis marked a significant turning point in the war. Croesus, the once mighty Golden King, was defeated and taken prisoner. His capture symbolized the end of Lydia's dominance and the rise of the Persian Empire as a formidable power in the ancient world. The accounts of what happened to Croesus after his capture vary. Some ancient historians claim that Cyrus, impressed by Croesus's former wealth and stature, treated him with a degree of mercy. Others suggest that Croesus was condemned to die, sentenced to be burned alive on a pyre as punishment for his defiance. One legend tells of Croesus as the flames rose around him, calling out the name of Solon, a wise Athenian statesman he had once hosted in his palace. Intrigued, Cyrus ordered the fire extinguished and had Croesus brought before him. Croesus, granted a reprieve, shared with Cyrus a story Solon had told him about the fickle nature of fortune, how even the most powerful kings could be brought low by fate. Whether the story of Croesus's near execution is true or simply a tale embellished over time, it serves as a powerful reminder of the transitory nature of power. Croesus, once the wealthiest ruler in the known world, lost everything: his kingdom, his wealth, his freedom. The Persian Empire, under Cyrus's leadership, absorbed Lydia, its riches adding to the coffers of the burgeoning empire. Croesus's story, however, did not end in complete tragedy. According to some accounts, Cyrus, moved by Croesus's tale of Solon's wisdom, spared his life and even took him on as an advisor. It is said that Croesus, stripped of his former glory, traveled with Cyrus and offered him counsel based on his own experiences. The tale of Croesus, regardless of the veracity of the various accounts, has resonated throughout history. He has become an archetype, a cautionary example of the fleeting nature of wealth and power. His name, once synonymous with opulence, is now often uttered as a reminder that even the mightiest can fall. Croesus's story serves as a valuable lesson for us today. It reminds us that material wealth, while alluring, is ultimately transient. True wealth perhaps lies in wisdom, in understanding the fickle nature of fortune and the importance of humility in the face of success. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time as we explored the life and legacy of Croesus, the last king of Lydia. His story, full of intrigue, tragedy, and perhaps a glimmer of redemption, serves as a potent reminder of the ebb and flow of history. Until next time, keep exploring the past, for it holds valuable lessons for the present. Please subscribe to our channel for more historical insights.